everyone, my name's Miranda, and if you're wondering what shirt I'm wearing, it's actually an Agent Carter shirt. It's just an awkward angle where you can only see her head, but it's Agent Carter. And today I'm here to review one of my most anticipated books of 2017, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I think is how you say her last name, but you know, at this point it could be wrong because I'm usually never right when it comes to names. This book I have been wanting to read for so long, pretty much since I first read about it on Entertainment Weekly and saw the gorgeous cover for it. I don't like to compare books, but it sounds a lot like The Night Circus in that it's kind of this fantastical carnival-esque game that the main character gets swept up in, and I mean that alone makes it sound like Night Circus, and I'm okay comparing it to that because like we haven't read a lot of books like Night Circus in a while, and I think Night Circus is technically adult fiction, so this is like a YA Night Circus. It is about a girl named Scarlett who lives in this fantastical kind of world where she is on this isle with her sister and her douche bag of a father who is just completely douchey, and they live in this world where they have been told stories about this master legend of the Caraval who puts on this amazing, fantastical carnival competition every so often, and her dream is to be able to go and watch it or maybe even participate in it. So she has written letters from the time she was a little girl till now she is a grown 17-year-old getting engaged to a man that she has never met, but it is her hope to get off the island and away from her father for both her and her sister. The game starts off from there with her getting the invitation finally to go to Caraval, and there's a lot of back and forth about if she wants to go or not because she's worried that it'll ruin her sister and her protection that she has in marrying this man she's never met before, but they ultimately decide to go to the game and play it, and what happens from there is just so twisted and so turned on its head that the whole thing about Caraval is you're not supposed to be able to tell what's real and what's not real, and they tell you right from the beginning that everything you see isn't real, it's just a game. But what happens is, like, you learn one thing, then you learn that that's wrong, but then you learn that the thing that's actually you thought was right with the wrong thing is actually still wrong, and the true thing was the first thing that you learned, but it was hidden in, like, 5 more things, and it's completely twisted and completely topsy-turvy, and the problem is that Caraval quickly turns into this more dangerous and deadly game than you thought because people can get wrapped up in it and think that things are real that aren't, and also that things that won't stay real, they end up staying real when the game is over. So it's a very convoluted, twisty kind of game, and I have to say this book was a lot darker than I expected it to be, which is really, really cool. I originally thought it was gonna be like Night Circus, which was pretty dark. I have to say, like, the circus itself was kind of twisted and, you know, not the best. I thought this was gonna be more of like a fun kind of like, yeah, let's do this kind of game thing. No, it's like you will lose your mind if you play into it more, and I love the dark and twisty aspect of it. It did get a little annoying just when, like, how many twists there were, because, like, you're to the point where you just, like, throw your hands up and are fed up, and, like, who is actually telling the truth? What is the right version? Because, like, you get, like, I can't trust this guy. Oh, I'm gonna tell you my secret. Oh, I lied about my first secret. That's not actually true. Oh, I actually lied about my second secret about lying about my first secret, and now I have a third secret that I can't tell you. And it's like, what is real right now? It kind of took away a little emotional aspect of the story, I feel like, after, like, the third time something happens, and you're like, okay, this is the third time we thought something happens. That's clearly not going to stick this time. I have to say, overall, it wasn't as great as I was hoping it would be, which is super disappointing, but it was still a really strong debut for an author, and it's the first one in a series. I feel like it didn't need a sequel. It definitely could have just wrapped up with this one, but I have a feeling that the second book is going to be from Scarlett's sister, Donatella. I think it's going to be from her point of view and kind of her whole journey into becoming who she is, because Scarlett definitely went through a big journey on this in kind of going back to who she was as a child and that kind of wonder and bravery and just chances, taking chances. I think she lost that as a woman because now she's so scared of her dad, she's so scared and focused on protecting herself and her sister that she doesn't want to do anything that could rock the boat, and she doesn't really want to believe in these things that she believed in as a child. So I feel like the story is about her getting back to that. There's also a pretty cute romance. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I go back and forth with the romance because I feel like I could hear and agree with the case. Like, you could argue a case that it's insta-lovey, but then at the same time it's one of those awesome ones where, like, they're not just, like, all of a sudden kissing. It's like they built a strong friendship foundation first, so I liked it, but at the same time it felt cliche, I guess. Not cliche, but, like, nothing about the book or the writing was like groundbreaking or like new, or I've never read it before. Like it felt very tame, I guess is how I would say it. Like the romance was cute, but it was a romance I've read probably 55 million times before, and I don't know. I think it's way more twisty than The Night Circus. So that was really cool in the aspect of it. It's just that it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. I felt like there was a lot of just like retelling where it was like Scarlett's going back and forth over something for like 50 pages. Like, oh, I don't want to do it. I want to do it. I don't want to do it. And it's like, just make your mind up, girl. Like, please. I understand that you don't want to do it, but stop being like, oh, I shouldn't do this. Like, it's literally like Rapunzel. You know that scene in Tangled when she's like, I'm the best daughter ever. I'm never going back. And then she's like, I am the worst daughter ever. And like, it's funny for 5 minutes, for that 5-minute gag. This is like 50 pages of that. And could you see where if the whole movie was just her being like, I'm amazing, I suck, like that would start to get annoying. So there was a lot of thing that I hate where you like tell instead of show what's happening. So like instead of like saying like, oh, we learned all this, blah, 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 it would literally just have a paragraph of like, Scarlett learned this, blah, 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 instead of like actually like going through the motions of having her hear it and stuff like that. It would just be like to move the story along. So that was kind of annoying, but Stephanie is a new writer, so I'll let it slide, and hopefully she works on that for the next book because I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be strong. And I'm excited. Like I said, it didn't need a sequel, but I'm interested to see where it's going to go. And it seems like you could read either of them on their own pretty much, which is really cool because then you don't, like, you could read this book and not really feel the need to read the sequel. I want to, just because I'm really curious about Donatello and I want to see more of Scarlett and her boyfriend. But you don't have to, definitely, if you just want to leave it at this one, which is really, really nice, and I really appreciate that. Overall, I enjoyed it, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. It was really cute, but I was just expecting something otherworldly. So I think that's what happened, you know, when you're expecting something to like blow your mind, and then it's just like, it kind of makes it worse. But I did enjoy it. It was a very cute read, and I think it reads very well, like, to be turned into a movie or a TV show. Like, literally, it felt kind of like reading or watching a movie in everything that happened. It moved along at a great pace, and the world, the setting was really entertaining and really intriguing. Just wish maybe in the next book we'll get a little bit stronger character development on the characters, and a little stronger writing would be mine. But I definitely loved it, and I definitely recommend it if you're interested in checking it out. So I think that's about going to do it for this review. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below to be told to make all sorts of new videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!